doesn't hurt. You can get used to it. No, I'm joking. It's lovely. Felt like a vibrating feeling. You hear the sheep love it. Oh, thank you very much. All over massage. All right, we're going to do a quick health and safety talk. This is not my idea. Health and safety have been riding me for quite a few years now. They don't like the idea of me opening the door and a wild sheep running towards the public without big barriers. Before we had health and safety, we had common sense, but now we've got health and safety. So I'm going to give you a quick health. This is their words, not mine. I open door. Wild sheep runs out. I will physically catch it. If I miss, hardly ever miss, once or twice a week tops. If a sheep lands on the grass and I'm not physically attached to it, it's not part of the show. Please don't panic. If a sheep is running at you, calmly stand. If it's getting closer, turn. If it's extremely close, run. And now I'm covered. You can't see me if it all goes wrong. Ah, suckers. All right. It's going to be a bit lively. Yeah, keep the little ones. Just keep an eye on it. Mums and dads in the vein if you've got some running around. I'm shearing blackies at the moment. They're very, very lively. A 1-year-old sheep at the moment. That's kind of the only sheep I could find with wool on. So it's kind of a lot combined. You usually don't catch sheep head on. You usually catch sheep from behind. So it's a bit more like a rugby tackle. And we won't talk about the rugby at the moment. So I'm upset about that. Don't take any pictures right now. That's not the position I should be in. All right, we're taking out a 4-wheel drive. Here we go, Mum. Once they shut your pigeon door. Once their feet leave the ground. Anyway, I'll just move you over. All right, just relax.
Lucky Sonal's not here.
Just relax. All right, now once sheep's feet leave the ground, they do relax. They know they can't get anywhere by running, so they just sit there. If I make a mistake, if one of those little piggies touch the ground while I'm shearing her, then you'll see the fastest tap dancing show you've ever seen. Now, the art of sheep shearing is keeping her comfortable. It's really the positioning. I have a quick look at the bikini line, make sure she's a girl. I don't want to be whipping things off what shouldn't come off if a boy snuck in. It's a girl. Kids, and parents, just, keep an eye on these little kids. Hop back, buddy. I'm not going to guarantee that sign will hit you on the head. Well done, Mum. Good rugby tackle. I've got some young ones that know what it's like. All right, now I'm going to... I don't know if kids can see this. I'm just going to pinch a bit off. Yeah, this is from the bikini line. It's a bit disgusting, I know. That's what happens, kids, if you don't use toilet paper. Mum and Dad will hear you coming. It rattles when you run. Horrible stuff. So we're going to whip up the bikini line, put it in my stinky boo bag. I can see where your face is going like this. I've got to talk about it. I'm going to share it. You're going to be seeing it in a minute. I'm going to stick that. That goes in the felt. This is the yucky bit. Goes in my stinky poo bag. This is the carpets, clothing, insulation, bikini line felting. I'll just check the audience so I don't upset anyone. Felt bowler hats. You know those little black bowler hats you see the rich people wearing? Hello, what? Glass of port, anyone? You can think, oh, mate, get a sheep bob on your head. I'm sure they wash it though. All right, now kids, the sheep have got buttons on, so we make sure they're safe when we're shearing them. So I call it the karate kick buttons. I'll show you the first button. Watch this. Whee! And it pops that leg out. Just a little karate kick, doesn't hurt the sheep. Whee! Little button on the front leg. Oh, peanut butter sandwich. Oh, Quasimodo. So these little buttons don't hurt, but they are pretty. She's going to wriggle because it's the first haircut, like my kids did when they got their first haircut. So basically, my job is to keep her safe. You have to deal with it yourselves. Well, if she's wriggling, you're upset about it, that's your own issues. Okay, she has to get this off. I'm going to start with the belly wool and then the bikini line. Now, I got some bad news for her, really, because I'm not a sheep shearer. Sorry, darling. I've never been a sheep shearer. I kind of grew up as a shepherd, though. Looking after them is what I grew up doing. And shearing the sheep is part of being a shepherd. Now, there's 2 teats at the bottom here. Try and leave them on. Easy to whip off with this machine, unfortunately. Here we go. Onto the bikini line. Now, if there's any ladies out there thinking to yourself, hey, he's not doing a bad job on that. Maybe you're going on holiday soon, or you think summer's here, you wouldn't want to tidy up. It's only 50p today, ladies. Now, I know if you had a recession, I heard all about your recession. I honestly don't mind, ladies, if you want. I could even give you the 50p. The perk. So, why do we shear sheep still? Some people think it's mean. It's cruel to do this to an animal. Well, I think you need a bit of... It's education, really, with people. We've got to always believe what we see. With sheep, it's very important to understand wool and sheep don't go together. Mother Nature would never make an animal like this. We did. So let me take you back a bit. Thousands of years ago, when Mother Nature made a sheep, they looked like a goat. They had a very, very small fleece. We really farmed sheep back then for meat and milk. And we realised when their fleeces weren't keeping us warm enough, we wanted a bigger fleece, so we started a thing called selective breeding. We grew their fleeces longer and longer. I do take my time with the underarm, make sure you get it all, otherwise it looks a bit European. So we grew wool longer and longer. The worst thing we did to this animal is we stopped it molting. Now wool has become the second biggest killer of our sheep today. Number 2. Number 1's the Barbie. How does wool kill a sheep? 2 ways. It can get stuck on its own back, especially when it's pregnant. The wool pins it to the ground. If a fox or a seagull or a crow finds a sheep upside down, it's all over Red Rover. But the biggest killer with wool and sheep is a thing called fly strike. Flies love this unnatural fleece. Really bad. One of the worst countries I've seen it in is over here. I think it's you only shear your sheep once a year over here, where most countries shear sheep twice a year. It's a bit better for the sheep. But they love the unnatural fleece. They lay their babies in it called maggots. Maggots will kill a sheep in just a matter of days. It's the worst thing you've ever seen. So we made this animal grow wool for us. You guys built an empire off it. Now we're responsible for looking after it, even if it costs us money. All that yellow colour is called lanolin, and that yellow colour protects it from the wet weather. She's completely waterproof. It's in your lipstick, eyeshadow, sunblock, soap, shampoos. Every day you whack on sheep grease. Good for you. Now she only needs about half an inch of wool to go through your winter. Anything longer than an inch and a half of wool on a sheep, there's no benefit to the sheep. None at all. Alright, there we go. No cuts, no scratches. She'll live for another 12 months. She won't get fly strike now. She won't get cast. Who wants to see a naked sheep? Well done. Let's have a look at her. Oh, she's lively. There she goes. We'll put her back over here. Calm down. Don't panic, honey. It's not an oven. There we go, my love. Just relax. Cruises up the back. Alright. I'm not a sheep shearer. They are the angels of the sheep world. Look, I've had a wicked life. I wobbled around this planet for 27 years. I've been to 100 different countries. I've been hundreds of cultures, done hundreds of jobs. This is the hardest job I've ever had to put my hand to. Shearers, like I said, give a bit of a hard time over in England. I'm not quite sure why, because without them, you'd be in big trouble. This is the help summing up their job. Large sheep, flip it, drag it, 30, 40 seconds, the good ones. They're a porthole. They do this for 9 hours a day, 7 days a week. If the weather lets them. You've got 2 months in each country to get that off their body before the massacre comes with maggots. This is the shed hander's job. You quickly grab the wool. Now it's got a whole shape of the sheep. I'll just hold it up for you. That's the tail in the middle, back leg. Where the head was, you got that. All that yellow colour is what you put on yourselves every day. This is carpet wool, so really good carpet wool. Now we roll it up. The lanolin goes into your cosmetics. The farmer just paid £2 for the haircut. £2 for one haircut. He has to sell the wool and lanolin though. Surely he gets all that back then. How much? The biggest income you've ever had in this country is as valuable as gold at one point of history. How much is that worth today to the farmer? All that carpet and lanolin. 50p? You're from Scotland? Surely not 50p for all that. Up £20, go £20, we 25, 25 there, 30, 25, 30, up 30, I'll throw the sheep in as well. We got a 25 bid over here, 30 up there, 30 round, 30 against you, madam, 35 here, got a £30 bid, 35, 30, 40 round the back, against you, sir, 30 out the back, we're going to sell it with 30, up 40, 30, sold. No, you've got it, it was a £50 bid. Well done, that was a live auction. Where's your mum and dad? Alright, I'll be robbing you. I'm afraid you've had your day with wool. It's over. But don't forget the story, because without these guys, your history would have been completely different. Today it averages out to be about 50p a kg. You're looking at, so you're pretty good, mate. It was about 65p for this to the farmer. Wow. Hang on, I'm not a mathematician, but he just paid £2 for a haircut. You get 65p for the wool. Well, why would you? No wonder you only shear your sheep once a year. Actually, don't shear them at all. We can't do that anymore. We've removed them from nature. We are now responsible. You can be even done for cruelty to animals in the UK if you don't shear your sheep once a year.